All right. Happy Sunday, guys. Hope your last week was good as we start to move into this new week. I just wanted to get a video done, and I know that I had said that I was going to be working on this guy here, the Bones Brigade Series 12, Tommy G. But I might be moving a couple decks, and so I wanted just to get a few videos done. If I am going to move them, I just wanted to make sure I had a video of them, and you guys were able to get the specs on them and just be able to appreciate them like I've appreciated them. So yeah, so I just wanted to get a video done on this guy here. So as we can see, today we're looking at the Street Plant Muska. So this is a collab that Mike V did with his company, Street Plant and Chad Muska. Super rad deck. Obviously, it's along the same lines as the Barnyard from the animation side, from the graphic side. So I don't believe that the artist that did this one is Marc McKee. So Marc McKee did the original Barnyard deck with all of the ducks and everything on it back in 1989, and then he actually did the 30th anniversary one. Give me a second here. This version of it as well. And so you can see Marc McKee's little signature down here. So yeah, so he was the one that came up with this first graphic, and so this is just kind of a play off that, and even down to the gentleman holding the boombox there, right? So the duck holding the boombox, same concept. And so yeah, I think if it was Marc McKee that had done this one, we would have seen his autograph on here, or signature on here somewhere. I know that they have another collab that Street Plant did with Christian Hosoi, and it's a duck doing a Christ air. And that one was done by another artist. I haven't been able to find the artist who did this one, so if you know, please put it in the comments. But anyways, guys, this is a deck we're looking at. Killer deck. And so a lot of you guys, if you've been watching my videos, I mean, you're more from this time era, right? And so, you know, we're familiar with Guerrero and Stedham and Saez and Guerrero, Nicky Guerrero and Barbie and Hill and all of those guys. So Chad Muska came quite a bit after those. So if you don't know who he is, he didn't really drop into the scene until 95. So again, if you're my age, I'll be 48 this summer, so I'm 47 now. But I kind of was getting out of skating in around 91, 92. You know, got the girlfriend, was playing in a band, driving my car. And so we would still skate around, but we weren't involved, you know, in looking through the mags and stuff near as much. So by the time Chad Muska came around, he really didn't come onto the scene until 94, 95-ish was when he joined up with Toy Machine. And so that's when we really, you know, people would have first started to hear about Chad Muska. Unless you were a diehard and you knew him back in 94, I think his first company that he was skating with was a company called Maple. I don't know anything about them. I don't know how big or small they were. Back in the 80s, I don't know if they existed. I never heard of them in the 80s anyways. But yeah, so that's who Chad Muska is. I mean, he obviously is hugely influential in the industry. Trans World skate mag. So you guys, again, from the 80s, you would remember that there was like Trans World and Thrasher, and those were, you know, two of the big players when it came down to mags. But Trans World did an article back in December of 2011, and they ranked him as the 12th most influential skater of all time. So that was back in 2011. But I would say that he's, you know, like, I know there's been a lot of other great skaters that have come along since, but I would say that he would definitely still probably fall in around that area. So he's got some really rad videos that you guys can go and watch. I would check out, he does an awesome interview with the Nine Club. It's over 3 hours long. There is one section, though, that I'll actually put in the description where it talks about why he believes he was let go from Toy Machine, and then he went from Toy Machine over to Shorty's. And then that's the deck that if you've seen a deck of Chad Muska's that you might recognize, it would be a silhouette one where it's a silhouette of him sitting down. It's got his Muska name. I'll actually put it here so you can see it. And so that's I would say probably his most iconic deck. That's the one that they've just even reissued again recently, Shorties. And it's a pretty big deck for him. And so I bring up that one specifically too, because when Mike V did the collab with Chad Muska on this one with Street Plant, they also did a silhouette version of Mike V doing a hand plant. So I'll put both of them there, and you guys can take a look at those and check them out. But they're pretty rad. So pretty rad concept. Again, you know, Chad Muska, hugely influential. Some of the guys he looked up to, Gons was a huge one. Jamie Thomas was another big one, and he really liked Jamie Thomas. He met him when he was involved with Toy Machine because not only, you know, did he appreciate him as a skater and his work ethics, but he alluded to the fact that Jamie Thomas really opened up his eyes to just how to make money, you know, even when you're not on your board. So looking at, you know, getting involved from the business side of things. And so he alludes to, you know, giving credit, or does give credit to Jamie Thomas for that as well. Anyways, that's who he is. You guys, I'll maybe put some video links in there, including kind of a video that has some drama around it. His first video that he did with Toy Machine, and I believe it was 96, and so it was called Welcome to Hell, and he was supposed to be involved with it. He was supposed to be involved in this premiere release. Anyways, Jamie Thomas ended up coming out to the premiere release and saying, hey, we don't have the video. Chad Muska had some words with Ed Templeton, who is the owner of, or the founder of Toy Machine. And again, I'll put the link in there, but that's why he thinks that he was let go from Toy Machine. So when that DVD, Welcome to Hell, came out, Chad Muska's part wasn't in it, but they have done, since then, did a re-release, like a digital limited run or something like that, where Chad Muska's part was in it. And so I'll actually put the link either at the end of the video or in the description, and you guys can check out that part as well. But he loved big stairs and big rails, that kind of thing. But really rad dude. Here you go. So let's just get talking about this deck anyway. So this is a killer deck. I love the stain. This blue is amazing. And so even just the graphic on here, the yellow and stuff just pops so well, the pink. I'll give you guys a good look this way of it. And so, yeah, so this, again, Street Plant, Muska. Here we have the Muska. We have the little signature here from McKee. He loves to sign his decks with love in between that truck place there. And then on the top, we have it stamped up here. There's just a little bit of information. It talks about the board width, which we'll get into. It says made in Mexico, serial number, handcrafted by PS Stix, which is Paul Schmidt's stick, the professor. And then he's got stamped skate, create, enjoy. And that's kind of their motto there at Street Plant, which is kind of, it's actually really cool. They're very family-based, very family-oriented. I like what they got going on there. But anyways, yeah, so let's get into the specs of this one. I love this deck. And so let's just dive into the specs anyways, and we'll, yeah. So obviously we know the brand is Street Plant. The series is Muska, right? The release date on this one was about March 2019, is the information that I got out. Those were the release pics and stuff that I was seeing on PS Stix Instagram page, as well as some other places that I was able to gather the information. It looked like this board was dropping in March, towards the end of March 2019. As I mentioned here, handcrafted by PS Stix, and so that was in his Mexico plant, so it's made in Mexico. Sorry, excuse me, handcrafted in Mexico there. It is a 7-ply construction, 7-ply hardwood maple. Here, again, just that little hand signature. It's not Mike V or it's not Chad Muska, but again, it's that little love thing. And so just to give you a little bit more evidence that that's something that he loves to do, let me just grab my 30th anniversary again. So you can see it really good on that orange. He did that on this one. He's actually signed this one as well. This was the limited run 30th anniversary. If you guys want to see more information on this one, I've actually done a video on it already. Go check it out. This is a really rad deck. The graphic is a little bit different than the original one. The ducks and stuff are on this side of the fence for the first one. The pig was ticked off and the son was not so happy. This board is just a little happier than it was back in '89 from a graphical standpoint. But Mike V did bring back Marc McKee again to redo this, redo the graphic. So the new take on the graphics. But this is a really, really sweet deck. So this one's 433 out of 600 that they did for this one. And I'll give you one more quick example just as a teaser, because this is the video that I'm going to do next. But again, just to show you here, the love. And so this is the Hosoi Street Plant collab. So we'll get into this one. I'm not going to talk about it. Quick look for you guys. Killer deck as well. But we'll get back to the Muska. So here we go. Obviously same theme between those three decks. Really cool series. All right, so let's dive into the specs again here. So we've got, oh yeah, so this one here is screen printed as well. So if you've watched my other videos, you know with the PALs, a lot of what they're doing right now is they're screen printing onto a heat transfer, and then they essentially, heat press that sticker on the whole board on the bottom. It's kind of like what it's doing. With this one, they're actually screening onto the board. So it's that old school process, which is really rad. And so, yeah, they're actually screening the paint right onto the board there. And this one came in multiple different stains. I'll pull it up a little image here and show you guys some of the different stains that it came in. But I actually really dig this stain. I like the purple as well. I've seen a purple one, but I was happy to get my hands on this blue one. All right, what else do we have here? So the length of this guy is 31 inches. The width, which is stamped in here as well, 9.500, so 9.5 inches for width. The wheelbase on it, so we're measuring in between the trucks, is 14.375 inches. The nose is 5.5 inches. The tail is 6.625 inches. The truck hole pattern is, you guys tell me, new school. So it's a new school truck hole pattern. And then we have, it's the original barnyard shape. And so even if I grab this 30th anniversary here again, which is, again, the original shape, it's identical. If I laid them on top of each other, which I don't want to do, but they're identical. And so the exact same shape. As far as the concave, I don't have actual specs on the concave. I do believe that both this and the 30th have a little bit more modern concave to it. I believe the original was just a little bit flatter here, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The shape is the exact same though. And so again, if we remember back to when I did the video, if you've watched that one, the Barnyard was originally shaped by Rodney Mullen. And so it's credited as the first symmetrical kind of, double kick deck. So it's arguable because Vision had the double vision nose kind of thing going on. But Mike V's Barnyard was definitely the first one that was affiliated with an actual skater. And so he definitely gets the credit for that, even if, people want to say the double vision was the first kind of popsicle deck, right? Although the Barnyard, honestly, most people give it the recognition as the first kind of popsicle deck. And so we can see, where they get that from. So really rad shape, really rad deck. Again, if you guys can get your hands on one, do. I would love to keep these all around. It's just for me, and I've talked about this before, I don't have them, decks buried in my closet or under my bed. I'm just not one of those guys. I kind of keep it limited to what I can get on my wall. I get sucked in like everybody else does. If you see something really rad and it's a decent price, then you get your hands on it and you buy it just because we love decks and that's what we do. But yeah, I don't want to, have decks just hidden away all over the place. So anyways, I'm debating. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I might end up letting my street plant kind of barnyard series decks go, which will hurt a little bit. But again, most of my stuff is PAL, so it doesn't really fit, but I just got it because I think they're super rad. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to still continue to put this Bones Brigade Series 12 on hold. And I'm going to do the Christian Hosoi Street Plant collab. And so then from there, I'll jump back into the Bones Brigade Series 12 decks. All right. Hope you guys have a fabulous week. Peace out. Cheers.